Hi, my friends. So, once again, welcome back to your grammar sessions at your own learning platform, Learn Forward. And I am here with your grammar book, The Grammar Hub for Grade 6 by Feathercap. Today, we'll be starting chapter 10 of your book, in which we'll be learning more about articles. You know what articles are? Yes, that's perfect. A and the. So, are you excited to know more about them? Let's start the journey. So we have here the read the following sentences carefully, tick right the sentences where a and has been used correctly and cross where there is an error. I walked inside a new classroom. Is it correct? Okay, so you say it's right. I have an ball to play. That is wrong. Okay, can you tell me what is the error here? That's perfect. This should not be and this should be a. I have a ball to play. Akhil saw a octopus at the zoo. What's the error then? Tell me. It's incorrect. Perfect. Okay, yes, it should not be a, it should be an. Very good. I would like to tell you a story. Is it correct? Yes, that's perfectly fine. Aman works as a lawyer. Is that also correct? Yes, that's perfect. So you know the correct and incorrect use. I'm happy to see. Okay, so going ahead, we'll be learning about articles in two categories. We have three articles, children, but actually the categories are two. One is called the definite article, the other one is called the indefinite article. So how do you distribute these three articles in two categories? And both of these are called indefinite articles. Right? And the third one, this is called definite article. What do you mean by definite and indefinite? Gives you the idea of how and where to use these articles. Definite means particular, sure. Okay, so the is used when we are talking about something in particular. This is a general meaning. And then indefinite articles means where you are not sure, you are not talking about anything in particular, you are talking about something in general. So there we use a and. I hope this much is clear. Okay, so now we'll be learning in detail where to use the indefinite and the definite articles. So we have first the usage of indefinite articles. And in general, they are used with singular. First thing, they should be countable, then only they are singular or plural. So they are countable and they should be nouns. Right? And you know, when we talk about singular plural in nouns, we mean to say we are talking about common nouns, not the proper nouns. Okay. So the indefinite articles are used with singular countable nouns. Let's learn about them in detail. We use a and an as indefinite articles. But then what is the difference? A is used before not only consonants, that is correct, but we talk about the consonant sounds. So the initial sound should be a constant sound when you are using an before the singular countable nouns, a before the singular countable nouns. And when you have the vowel sound, not the letter, then you will be using an. Okay. So, a is used before a countable noun in singular number beginning with a consonant sound, like a toy, a pen, a cat, a bike. All these have the consonant beginning sounds and they are singular countables also. Nouns. They are used before any word that begins with a vowel but is pronounced with a consonant sound. That means the vowel is silent there. For example, a university. So although it is starting with the vowel U, but when you are saying word, it is U, year sound that is coming, children. It is not U. It is year sound that is coming. Right? So it is university. The sound is U. Okay? So what is the sound of U? Do you know? The vowel U. What is the sound of the vowel U? If you say C-U-D, do you say coyote? No. What do you say? You say cut. So the sound of U is a actually. This is a sound. Right? So It is not university, it is university. So the sound you are getting is the Y sound here. Here is the sound of consonant Y. Similarly, when I say a unit, again it's a y sound, not a sound. A one-eyed, here we are getting the sound of W. So it is again a consonant sound. A one-eyed monster, a one-way street, again the W sound. So we have to focus on the sound. This is what I said, not on the initial letter. Okay. Now when we talk about an, they are used before the initial vowel sounds. So again, remember here we are talking about sound, not the letter. So use before countable noun in singular number beginning with a vowel sound, and they are used in abbreviations also. If we are saying the abbreviation when we are getting the vowel sound, like if I say she is an MBBS, M, we are getting not the sound M for M, we are getting M, E. E is a vowel sound, right? So even with abbreviations, we use this. Use before words beginning with the letter which are silent, which are consonants, but they are silent, but the sound, initial sound is coming as a vowel sound. So we have examples here. For these, they are already beginning and sounding with the vowel sound. And this is an egg, an apricot, and ox. Now, when we are talking of the degrees or the short forms, the abbreviations, we say an MA, an MP. He is an MA. He is an MP. He is an MLA. Right? So this gives you the vowel sound in M. It is not M, it is E, M. So what is the initial sound? E. That is the sound of the vowel. Next, use before words beginning with consonants, but they have the vowel initial sounds, and R. So H is silent here. An honest person, again H is silent here. Okay. So we'll be using an here. Now we have to be learning about some more cases here. We can use a and before a singular countable noun that is used to represent class of thing. So when I'm talking about one, but I am talking about that class in whole as a general. So I say a deer has horns because all the deers have horn. If I say a dog is a faithful animal, that means I'm talking about dogs as a whole community. So I'm talking about them as a class. Then an elephant is an intelligent animal. That means I'm talking of all the animals when I'm talking about the singular. So here we'll be using and the this and the indefinite article. The indefinite article is used when a singular countable noun follows the word what and such. Like especially when we have the exclamatory sentences, what a great picture. So here we are using a. Not a word was uttered. So when you are using to indicate one, that means when you are talking about single again we are using a. That means not even a single word was spoken. Not a word was uttered. Words like dozen, then you have quarter, 100,000, few, little, and lot. They are preceded by an. But when you look at few and little, they are preceded by the also. And we have learned the difference between few, a few, the few. So you have to be careful about these two words, few and little, the few. There is a difference. They mark the difference, right? So normally with them, we use a. Words like dozen. Can you give me a little sugar? And then he bought a dozen bananas. So with these, we are using a. What are these words? We are talking about dozen, we are talking about quarter, then we are talking about little, few, 100,000. So these are all quantitatives or numbers, right? Now what you have to remember is we always use a and before countable nouns in singular number. I have already told you here, singular countable noun, and we do not use articles before uncountable nouns. That is very important, that article is to be used before the countable nouns only, right? Singular countable nouns, the indefinite articles. So if you have understood, let's move to the use of definite articles now. Some of them you have already learned, like there is a list. We use the with the names of rivers, seas, oceans. These are the water bodies. Then we also use with the mountain ranges. And these are all geographical points we are talking about. Then the names of families or nationalities. Like if we are talking about Indians in general about something, we'll say the Indians, right? If we are talking about the Guptas for something, we'll say the Guptas. Fine. The names of holy books, the Quran, the Bible, the Ramayana, the Gita, the Bhagavad, right? So we use the with holy books also. The names of newspapers, if you just read English newspapers, you would have seen the title of the newspaper starts with the Hindustan Times, the Times of India, the Economic Times, like that. Okay, so with the names of newspapers we use the. Then we have the before the well-known buildings, the monuments, like we say the we say uh, the Red Fort, the Taj Mahal, right? The White House, the Rashtrapati Bhavan, the Parliament. So these are the monuments for which before which we use the names of countries where we have some common noun in their name. We have the word union or united in their name. For example, we have the Netherlands, the United States. So here the United States, we have the name, common noun here, state. We have the word we have the word united here, union. Even in union, the USSR, right? So where we have the words like union or united, we use the. Otherwise with the names of countries, we do not use the, right? Here we have the common noun land here, the Netherlands. Okay. Otherwise with the names of countries, we do not use the, children. Now coming to other rules, when we speak of somebody in general, we use the indefinite article, but introducing the definite article to you, I said definite means particular. So when we are talking about particular nouns, we use article the. Like the girl standing next to you, that means I am specifying the girl who is standing next to you. I went to a shop yesterday to buy an umbrella, but the shop was closed. So which shop am I talking about? The same shop where I went. So that becomes a particular one. It is used with superlatives. We have just learned in the previous chapter about the comparison of adjectives, the degrees of comparison in adjectives. There we learned that before superlative degrees, we use article the. It is used in phrases like the first, the last, the only, the next, the following, and the previous. So with these, we use the. He's sitting in the first row. She sits at the last bench. It is used with nouns such as earth, sky. So these are all heavenly bodies, universal bodies. So with them we use the. We could see the sun through the thin clouds. The stars twinkle at night, right? So the moon shines in the sky. So all these are universal bodies. With these words we use the. It is used before ordinals like the first, the second, the third. So ordinal numbers we have already done. With adjectives, I have told you they show the position. So with the ordinal numbers, we use article the. She was the fourth person to ask me the same question that day. So different people were asking and she was the fourth one to ask. Next, it's used before an adjective when the noun is understood. Like if I say the poor should be helped. So poor means here poor people. So because it is implied, the adjective is used here as a noun. So we say the poor, the rich, the poor, etc. Yes, we should encourage the blind to be self-sufficient. So here by blind, we mean to say the blind people. Similarly, when we talk about classes like the rich, the poor, there also we are talking about all of them as general together. So we say the rich, the poor. And then this list we have already done. With the names of these all, we use article the. That is definite article. Now we have an exercise for you. Rewrite the following sentences after putting a, an or the where it is required. So if it is not required, it's fine. Now I don't need umbrella. Do you think an article should be inserted here? Yes, perfect. It should be an umbrella because we are talking about singular countable noun and it is a vowel sound. Umbrella. You are best student of your class. Perfect. Why the best? Tell me. Good, because it is superlative degree. Very good. My uncle works in insurance company. What will come here? Not the, because there are so many insurance companies. You are just talking in general that he works with an insurance company. So my uncle works in an insurance company, children. Next, dog is faithful animal. Dog is a faithful animal, yes. But then do you remember I told you when we are talking about one and we are talking about everybody, that means what will come? A dog is a faithful animal. So a will come here also. So reason out why and what you have to put, you will go correct. And that helps you in just retaining all the rules for longer. Next, a vegetarian does not eat egg. Yes, good, an egg. Can you tell the rule here? This is singular countable noun starting with a vowel sound. So, 4 reasons for me to use an here. Simple. Okay, let's do. Books you gave me are in my bag. What will come here? Yes, the books. Now, can you reason out why the will come here? Because we are talking about particular books, the books that were given by you to me, they are in my bag. So it becomes particular here. Otherwise, if you simply say books are in my bag, so that's okay. But books is plural, there is no point using and will not use the also there. Okay. So here, because we are talking about particular. So children, please remember to reason out your usage for using or for omitting anything, and you'll go perfect, believe me. So here we have some rules for omission of articles. There are a few rules you must know where you do not have to use articles. So what are those rules? I've already told that before proper nouns, we do not use articles. So before the names of persons, places, months, days of the week, seasons, we do not use article anywhere for proper noun except the list we have already learned before this, like the names of geographical things. And then we also talked about newspapers, we talked about monuments, and a long list there, right? So except those, we do not use article before proper nouns. Jawaharlal Nehru was a great statesman. I live in Victoria Street. Saturday is always my holiday. January is the coldest month of the year. So can you see, before proper nouns, we are not using any article here. Okay. Next, before the material nouns. Yes, we will not use article before material, but yes, students, if we are talking about a material in particular, I say gold is very costly metal, but here it is, we are talking about gold in general, that is a material noun. But if I talk about the gold used in my bangle, I'll say the gold used in my bangle is of fine quality, is pure. Okay, so when we are talking in general, we will not use article before the metals, right? Before the material nouns rather. But if we are talking about something in particular, if I say the page of this notebook, so I mean to say the paper used in this notebook. I'm talking about the quality of paper, particularly for this notebook. That means it is special now. It is particular, not in general. There I'll be using the. Okay, please remember this difference. Before abstract nouns, of course, we do not use honesty is the best policy, health is our greatest wealth. So we don't use before abstract nouns also. Before the names of arts, science or languages, your subjects, we do not use the, right? Now before languages, like French is a language, then Chinese is a language, German is a language. With these words, the same words are used for the people also. If you use the before them, you mean to say the people, right? The Japanese are hardworking, the Japanese are dedicated. So if you say the, that means the people of Japan, the people of that country. But if we do not use the, that means we are talking about the language, right? So with names of arts, science, or even languages like painting, chemistry is a subject. Hindi is spoken mostly in India. So these are languages. This is the language. These are the subjects, the art science subjects. With the names of meals, dinner, lunch, breakfast, we do not use the. Generally, we take lunch between 1 to 2 p.m. He has invited me to dinner today. I'm not using the here before the meals. With the names of diseases like malaria, typhoid, etc. With such diseases, we do not use, with the names of diseases, we do not use the. But yes, there is an exception, children, when we talk about measles, when we talk about mumps. These two are measles and mumps. These are the two diseases before which we use the article. We'll just read about them also ahead, I believe. It should be, yes, exceptions are there, but we use the before measles and mumps. For example, some children suffer from the mumps. So you just have to remember these two diseases before which we use article the. Otherwise, with the names of diseases, we do not use the. The measles is a common disease among children, right? With words like father, mother, uncle, we do not use article. Father loves me very much. I'll not say the father. Although I'm talking particularly about my father, but I'll not say the father. I'll not say the father is at home. I mean to say my father. I'll either say my father is at home or I'll simply say father. Mother is not feeling well these days. So here in these situations, these are like proper nouns only. Before the names of games, festivals or holidays, we do not use the. He plays football daily, so it's a sport. We do not use the before that. It was Christmas yesterday, so will not use the. It's the name of a festival. So these are the exceptions you will have to remember. Now it's an exercise for you. Place a, an or the where necessary again, because we have learned so many rules about and the conditions for using definite and indefinite articles, and also about omission also, right? So I am looking for dash job. What will come here? A job, because I am talking about one job, any one job, not anyone in particular. Dash Aphrodite is dash Greek goddess. This is a name, proper noun, so will not use article here. Aphrodite is, because there might be other goddesses also. She is one, so I'll use here is a Greek goddess. Dash President of India lives in dash Rashtrapati Bhavan. So Rashtrapati Bhavan is a special building, lives in the Rashtrapati Bhavan. And President of India, I am talking about the president now. So in general, the President of India lives in. That means whosoever is the president will live in Rashtrapati Bhavan. I saw elephant at Jim Corbett. An elephant, because it's not, we are not talking about any particular. In general, I saw an elephant there. Good. He wants to do dash MPhil in philosophy. Now here MPhil is a degree, but if I say he is MPhil, then I'll say he is an MPhil. So here as a subject, as a stream, I'm not going to use any article. He left dash India for higher studies. He left India, that's the name of a country, a proper noun, so will not use article. Good. Just see this difference. If we are saying this as a degree, here as a subject, then we are not using article. Will not say he wants to do an MPhil. But if I'm talking about it as an adjective, as a qualification for somebody, I'll say she is an MPhil. He is an MLA. He is an MP, right? So there we are using an before these words. Now what we have learnt is there are three articles, and the, out of which we say and. These are indefinite articles, and the is the definite article. And these are indefinite articles, and they are not used for any particular noun, right? Then the is the definite article, and it is used for particular nouns, and we have already learned about the different situations where we have to use them. So it's now time for practicing to perfect. Tick the correct answer. Article an is not used with which of the following words? Let's see. Yes, university, because the sound here is y, which is y sound. Perfect. We do not use the articles before Proper noun, yes. The highest mountain ranges in the world are the Himalayas. Yes, because we are talking about geographical things, we will be using the here. The Vindhyas separates North and South India and stretches at an average height of 3000 meters. Yes. Next, correct and rewrite the following sentences. So if there is any error, you have to correct. It can be a misplaced, misuse also, and it can be omission also, that you have to check yourself. Let's see how. Mary has knitted pullover. Pullover looks very beautiful. So here, let me just give you a hint. It is omission. You have to just put in an article somewhere. What will it be? Yes, Mary has knitted a pullover. Pullover looks very beautiful. Is that fine? Now here it's repetition. We are talking about the same pullover we have already referred to. So here now pullover becomes particular. So you will be using here the pullover looks very beautiful. Okay, got it? It becomes particular here, not here. Next, some ladies worship moon at night. Yes, moon is a universal body. So we'll say the moon. We say the sun, the moon, the earth, the sky, the stars, like that. Next, please return me book I gave you yesterday. Reason out. The is correct, the book, but reason is? Yes, very good. We are talking about particular book. Which particular book? The one that I gave you yesterday. So it is particular. Next, the cholera is an infectious disease. Do we use article before the diseases? Yes. Okay, then I have told you only two diseases with which we use article. What are those diseases? Measles and mumps. Cholera is not one of them. So we are not going to use the here. We will remove and your C will become capital. Now remember, cholera is an infectious. This is an error here. This is your vowel sound, so it will be an infectious. Rati did MA. Nothing will come here. If I say Rati is an MA, that is okay, but will not say Rati did an MA. Rati did MA in the French literature. What is French here? Do we mean to say the people of France? No. If I say the French, it means the people of France. So here I am just talking about French language. So it will be Rati did MA in French literature. Right? Is that clear? Okay. So this was all about articles. We'll be looking ahead with more interesting topics in grammar. Till then, happy learning, children.